Hey friends, Dr. Steve Jirgal here with you today with a word from the Word of God. In Romans 12, 1 and 2, Paul is instructing the Christians who are in Rome these words, "Therefore, I urge you, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies a living and holy sacrifice, acceptable to God, which is your spiritual service of worship. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect." And so Paul admonishes us that we are to present to our bodies a living sacrifice. A living sacrifice. We're alive, and yet we're to sacrifice our lives for the sake of Jesus Christ. Paul also says, "I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live in the faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me." So as we are to present our bodies living sacrifices, crucified with Christ, we have to keep in mind that there are two things that everyone who's crucified has in common with everyone else who's crucified. Number one is they have no plans of their own. The second thing is they cannot look behind them. So how about you? Do you have plans of your own, or are God's plans your plans? And are you spending your time looking behind you? And the second thing Paul admonishes us to do is not to be conformed to the world. Don't be like the world. Don't let the world squeeze you into its mold. How do you do that? Well, he tells us, by the renewing of our mind. It all starts in our mind. And in Philippians 4:8, Paul tells those in Philippi this, "Finally, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is of good repute, if there's any excellence or in anything worthy of praise, dwell on these things." To dwell means to settle down. It's part of your life. This is your reputation, these things. He mentions 8 things that we should be thinking on, dwelling on, settled on. Things that are true, honorable, right, pure, lovely, of good reputation, excellent, worthy of praise. These are the things that if we settle down on them, if we dwell on them in our mind, we won't be conformed to the world. We won't be pressed into the world's mold. We'll be pressed into the mold that God has for us. Proverbs 23:7 tells us, "For as a man thinks within himself, so is he." And so our thoughts should be thoughts that God would have for us. And when we do that, we will, in fact, be, by the mercies of God, we'll be presenting our bodies as living sacrifices, holy and acceptable. But it all starts in the mind. God bless you. Have a great day in the Lord.